start recording whether I decided to upload or not is a different story. We will hustle. This is Bob Dylan. Yeah, I kind of repeating a little bit, but not. Bob Dylan's Must Be Santas. It's a fun song. I'm not going to time myself here. Is what it is. Okay, so I really do need to practice the dad joke academy that I'm talking about here. Alright, we're ready. Let's see how fast we go. Yeah, I don't know what the door check stuff what that ends up doing. That was a pretty, I'm not going to complain, that's 41 seconds, that's, I want to say Super Metroid Impossible requires you to do 20 seconds, and so that would have been, I would have had time, I would have made it in under 20 seconds for that, so it makes me happy. It's a good practice opportunity then, so good stuff. Cool. Definitely looking for more Christmas music that maybe I haven't heard of before. I feel like I've heard a lot of the kind of common stuff on the radio, but I don't feel like I hear a lot of Sia on the radio. So I do like Sia stuff. I found a few other fun ones like Little John and the Kool-Aid Man or something like that. It's ridiculous. Apparently I gotta change some settings here, so maybe allow input. I don't even think we have our audio yet. There we go. There. Sorry if you were missing out on some audio. Should be good there. Oh yeah, we got a lovely. I have a turbo controller. I do not need the turbo, it just happens unfortunately occasionally when I'm smashing buttons. And it makes things really, really, really weird. So. There we go. So we gotta count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we'll just a little bit more than I did apparently. That's okay. So we're gonna kind of try and practice the whole run, at least up to a reasonable point. See if we can make it. That wasn't bad. Now I do see typically a lot of people where they'll come down here and they'll shoot and go down. I don't know if that's faster. Why? Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. It doesn't feel like it's faster than some of the other stuff. We're making the progress here. I almost was able to get out without having to look at ice speed earlier, or sorry, later from this perspective, but when I played the game yesterday. And we'll take that kind of an exit. For me, that's a smoother exit than some of the other ones. So. Cool. Off we go. Right. It's 10:52 p.m. or 10:42 p.m. for me, so. This is my slow part right here. I'm not really into the crazy amount of wall jumps necessary for it to be awesome. Tried a couple times, it don't work. Guess what? We'll just keep on going. Okay, well, there's only so much you can do. We'll try and make sure that we have full health going into, is it Bomb Teresa, I think is the name? Because it just changes the general gameplay. So, we will work to keep full health here, and then we will try to be awesome. It's interesting because it, I think this is where we're going to sit. So there's these two dots here in the middle on either side of me, and that essentially forces the Bomb Teresa to jump back. So that's see, it's nice if we second one of missiles because that would have gone a lot faster. Alright, now we do the Alcatraz escape, which, okay, not great, but not terrible. I will say that some of the stuff in this pretty much really awesome. I feel like prepared me a little bit for this. That's one of the benefits of playing that game for me. Nice. Lindsay Sterling, come on, Christmas segment's called. I like the sound of that. Or Christmas Come On, featuring Becky G. I do enjoy Christmas music. It is a lot of fun. So next up is our knuckleball, which is always lots of fun. One of the things I've wanted to do is experiment with kind of trying to calculate out segments and try to optimize paths using computational methods. But let's see if we can do it first time. Nope. Of course we missed it. That's it. Not the other way. I almost always miss it the first time, and then I usually have a lot of luck the second time. So I'm making some progress here. So I like to run through here. If you do a jump over these two, you can, oh, okay. Timing was poor, but had some interesting work there. So because we get the supers early, we're able to skip. Who is it? Of course, my brain isn't running properly, but we're able to skip Sports Ball. That's it. So that's kind of nice. We got some extra missiles here. We have our charge beam. We try to fly for this section. I usually go grab a little bit more missiles up to this point, but kind of wanting to experiment with, like, can I get a little bit further along without missiles? All the extra missiles. I think I only really use. So I think Batoon is one that I use super missiles with a fair bit. We obviously need super missiles for getting through some of these doors. Didn't need to do that. We're okay. Not bad at all. I would say I can make it through this. Probably 90% of the time. It feels like, without having to worry about saves and without having to worry about any of that stuff. So I'm happy about that. That makes me happy. Except for when I do stupid things like fall into water things and then almost end up dying, which is really nice. Shonen knife. That's what we're listening to now. Fun song. Oh, that was kind of a waste. Oh my goodness. We're gonna have to do some fun with it. My controls are all over the place too for some reason. I don't know how to say that. Oh well. Alright, so now we're heading over to Crade, and this is kind of early Crade, if you will, to some extent, just because normally we need high jump boots to get up here. And we're not using high jump boots, we're just gonna have fun with it. Oh my goodness. That's terrible movement. Terrible movement. So I always do like to come up here with just regular missiles and just take care of all these guys. And then kind of the same thing through here. Trying to jump over a few things. Oh wow, we're super short on things. Honestly, the health is probably fine. Probably fine on missile, even maybe get a little bit. I'm okay with that. Crate is, I don't want to say it's super easy, but definitely easier than one thing. Hopefully. Probably, obviously, I shouldn't say obviously, is the easiest boss of all of the bosses. missed. We had the timing was pretty good. I just didn't miss that missile shot, which is kind of. Oh, goodness gracious. So the tricky thing here is that we have to wall climb in order to get up. So that took a little bit. Cool. Not too big here. Wasn't worried about dying, it was just more of the hassle of like, wow. Yeah, I'm very inquisitive of getting plasma earlier as like a thing we can do, because I think that'd be really helpful for doing. Sorry. If you're here, yeah, ultimately I'm talking about Super Metroid Impossible, sorry. Totally my bad on like, thinking about other games. It's like I'm cheating on regular Super Metroid. It's terrible. And then we, boom, right into warp while we get through there. Well, of course, I'm later enough, but that's okay. So these things are apparently impervious, or not impervious, they're susceptible to plasma beam shots, at least in the other Super Metroid game, Impossible game. So I kind of wonder if that's the case with these. These things are a pain about killing. Alright, we're looking good. Time to hustle through here. How do I get that? I'm going to claim at least 25% of the time, because why not? Notorious Adrian, you're back. We're playing regular Super Metroid again now, so... Instead of watching me continually fail miserably on other things, I can at least beat this without too much pain. Still listening to Christmas music, now we're listening to Ariana Grande's Santa Tell Me, because why not? This is my strat here, where I shoot the E-Tank with the super missile, and then it forces the little fighter guy, I'm sure you have the name, I forget the name, but forces him to fall off of his thing and start running the other way, so I got plenty of time to shoot him. So. Totally silly, but it's how I like to do it. I'm sure as I get better at this, I'll do differently. But I also got to remember to jump coming out of the door. I always forget. Okay. Alright, time to fly through here. Fly away to a trampoline, but that's okay. Oh, that was a terrible miss. Ah. Oh, apparently I don't need to actually wall jump off that. I forget in Super Metroid Impossible, the first time you're coming through there, you don't actually have high jump boots, and so you have to wall jump off of that ledge in order to get through, which is kind of a pain. So we're in good shape here, blocking it. I did find that if you kind of mockball in this section a little bit, you can get a little bit further. That was easy. Hopefully for don't shoot, don't run into the flying things, right? Ah. I think typically if you get this first try, you don't have as many issues with the cacti trying to mess you up. There we go. as I get stuck in here. So Super Metro Impossible makes this a terrible section because there are spikes, which is probably number one, and then number two, it actually requires you to mock ball while running at high speed. Oh, it has the same spikes, I didn't realize that. Yeah, I didn't realize that about the spikes. Either way, you gotta do a short mock ball, and that's rough times. And it's the opposite direction. With New Bridge, you have to go to the right. This one, you have to be going left, which is definitely crazy times. Mariah Carey's Santa Baby. It's a classic for people. If you haven't heard it, it's a classic. Alright, make it across here, and now it's time to go down and who are we going to fight? I don't even know what we're fighting. Oh yeah, we're not fighting anybody. We're actually going to fight too. That's okay. Oh, what in the world was I doing there? Holy buckets, everybody. I gotta pay attention. Apparently, I was not paying attention. I'm gonna go get look at our, is it space? No, it's not space. What is the name of that? The wave beam. I'm gonna go get wave beam. Sometimes I kind of zone out and I go down and I'm like, wait, where am I going? What is going on? Yeah, I like to actually make it across these without we can do it now. The benefit to hitting the wave beam is that we can do some shortcuts through stuff because we can hit these blue ones on the opposite side, which is nice. Wave beam, wave beam, wave beam. Yeah, so I'll be doing Dog Pound Classic. I think it's the 5th. I think it's the 5th. So the intent will be to be doing to be doing dad jokes for each of the item pickups, which is part of the goal here. Alright, now we can actually head down and we'll head back. So we're just going to take what's called, I think it's called the Forgotten Highway, if I remember correctly. Yeah, the only reason I remembered that I actually forgot this thing is that you can shoot through here and actually hit the little fire guys in the corners here, so I just got a health bomb. I don't even know what they're called, actually. But it's always good to stay on full health. It probably slows me down a lot. I think my best time right now is about an hour and 24 minutes. I forget sometimes if I've got my ice beam going and I try to do a dash or run or whatever you call it from there. It becomes problematic. I gotta skip ads for that, oh my goodness. If you're watching me on Twitch, please, if you can skip ads, do it. It's not like I'm making money anyways, so. Alright. Some more Seal music. I actually went and bought her CD off of Amazon yesterday, so. Probably dumb, but I always end up shooting those things out before I go through. It results in less health loss, and then, yeah, there's just benefits to it. I do wonder, this might have been kind of a fun one to, I don't know if it's possible, but if you could like shoot and shine spark across here, that would be really cool. Yeah, I can't seem to do a good job of getting up there normally, but I can do the bottom jump normally, which is an easy thing for me. We will do it though, and we'll adapt and overcome. And the goal here is to actually make it all in a Fantoon at this point, which is kind of nice. So, alright, we've been playing for 25 minutes almost, so I think at this point, if we can finish by midnight my time, which is it's 11 o'clock right now, we'll hit my kind of hour and 20-minute mark. I am trying to do a little bit better with the Z skip. So that may work out in our favor. I have about a terrible luck, I was going to say. I have about a 50% chance of actually hitting all those blocks, which is just weird. Because I come up there spamming my shots like crazy, and I'm always shooting at a kind of an angle. So it's super crazy to me, but whatever. We make it. Take a little bit of health and then try and just fly through here. I do want to be all the way full health going into this because I have to shine spark across 2 segments, and they're really not bad to do. But I just like to have as much health as I can with Fantoon. I don't have to do a lot of farming, so we'll try to hustle through here. This is another segment, but if I was better at damage boosting, that would be totally cool. Let me get out of here, but alright, cool. So we're at the full health here. We've got a couple of power bombs we're going to lay, so we're going to lay a power bomb to get through this segment, and then we'll lay another one when we get up into the next room to open it back up so that it's a little bit faster coming back through. And then we one more to get through going over to Fantoon's wrecked ship. Take their drops and move along. So this is good times. Got that, I don't want to say super reliable, but for sure that first segment is getting definitely way more reliable. It's a huge time save in general. Especially this segment right here, because I don't know how many times I screwed up. Man, that was great. That is a huge time save. I lose a lot of life come through though, so really all I'm going to do is try and we'll farm the ghost guy here a little bit. So once we see him, well, that was a lovely little gift from that. Take a little bit more here. It's not great. Okay, that's not bad. I mean, it doesn't really matter when you super missile, you'll either get into our Phantom fight. We don't use any Metroid fight, or I don't anyways. So. Now, I've seen some advice about using no ice because you get three rounds of shots in. Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. This is the approach that I'm currently doing. It's a good approach, but it is an approach. Just like terrible health drops. We might not get it, folks. We might not get it. It's going to be total times. We need some drops. Oh, this is terrible. No drops. We are weak on health. So this is definitely, oh wow, this is not good at all. Oh, that's it. Holy buckets. Phantom is the one that always gives me, well, yeah, so that was no ideal. Not ideal, so we definitely need to probably have a little bit more health going in there. And I'm going to probably try and do the, I've got some save states, so I'm just going to go ahead and hop back to Phantom here. I think we've actually got it where we dropped the, what do you call it, the ice beam. That was kind of what I was recommending anyways, to drop the ice beam, so we'll do that. We'll do our Phantom fight over here. So. Just spam, spam, spam. Three there, which is cool. So that might be, yeah, maybe when this approach is the better way to go. I always thought climb speed was fun. There are so many of these things. Oh, wow. I didn't really understand how to do this. This is very close to what I'm going to have to do in my roundabout this way. I kind of decided last minute to try the, what do you call it, super disappointed because it looked like we were close to the end. See, that one we had tons of health left. I don't know, it could have been just lucky draw maybe. But that was pretty decent run through there. So next time I'll make sure to definitely shut off the XP and just do it. Because I think it seems like that a lot better. Ah, I should have shot these things. That's okay. We will attempt to handle it through. Wow. I have 2 hours of Christmas music, fireplace background. Yeah, that's an exciting time. I'm gonna go ahead and skip forward. Yes, now I'm listening to Last Christmas, which is such a great time, buddy. So I get that there's like a clip that you can do to get through that segment up there, or back there that I was in, but I just don't think I get why. I will take the full health on that. I wish there was a faster way through this. I don't know. I mean, I just kind of like. Oh well, it is what it is. Oh, I was doing something. Or not super missiles. Power bomb, was I thinking. One time, 2 times, 3 times, and oh wow, that was terrible. Oh well. Wow, we actually landed in there pretty good, which is cool. On the fence, I usually don't, like lately I haven't been going and getting the reserve tank here, but I kind of want to get it. I don't know, we'll see what happens. But it's all good. I'm still going to claim if we get done by midnight, even though we had to do a second Phantom fight. I think it'll be all good. Do I need to go get this? I don't think I do. I'm not going to go get reserve. Actually, yeah, totally going to get reserve. Because why not? Interesting, I don't remember actually coming back in here with no, or after. The reserve tank, which shouldn't take too long, and then we'll come flying back in. No biggie, pretty easy section to do that. And we'll get our gravity suit and get out of here. We're going to go down to, or over to Meridian, which will then lead us over to Batoon, and then kind of Dragoon, Dragon, I don't know what we call them. And then we've got, who's left? Ridley and another Ray, but that's potentially 45 minutes from now, which is kind of wild. Oh, that was lovely. And then we'll attempt to jump across here. Oh, that was terrible. What? Oh, yeah, duh. I forgot that we're using save state. I was like, wait, we got this earlier, but we're on save state now. But, we are going to just go ahead and make it through here. Now, last night I practiced Zen skip a bunch. I'd like to do it again tonight, but I think if we just play as we are, I'll probably not make it to Zen skip, which is unfortunate, but understandable. Might as well close up a little bit here. We're just going to go through this section here and probably a bunch of that. As we get stuck in here. Yeah, I'm now listening to, would you believe it, Busta Rhymes and Justin Bieber singing in the other boy. I know, you can't make this up. But it's okay. I just want to see how far we are on this. 780 minutes. Pretty much. Oh, as we eat it here. There we go. No. Terrible way to about ways for that to What's up next? Little John featuring Kool-Aid Man's up next. All I really want for Christmas is... I'm trying to remember what the phrase he uses. I actually think I'm going to jump forward to it. It's just a fun one. Oh man, this is just a funny sound. It's that time of year again. All I really want for Christmas is everything on the list. I eat it. I mean, it's hilarious, but come on. Who doesn't want this kind of stuff? Oh, that was terrible. Oh, there we go. Oh, that was terrible. Okay, make it in there. It's actually not bad. Get a little bit of extra super missiles for the rest of the game. It'll be handy to go after that. Dragoon. Do a nice little shine spike here. At an angle. That one I can do pretty easy. Pretty consistently, even. I don't like my health level, which is not ideal. I got really lucky with Batoon last time I played Batoon. Oh, see, look at this. I'm just getting like just silly things right now. Health is what I need. Oh, I'm not gonna look that out. Put this say it, but I'm actually trying to. I was gonna try and get some extra help. It doesn't look like it. Yeah. That would have been nice, but no. Alright, we're just gonna attempt about 20 minutes without doing a health refill. Get a little bit extra. Totally missed. Now we'll just do a couple of these. There we go. That wasn't even bad enough. I really want more space. I found this one and I wasn't too sure about it. It's this brown one. I gotta be honest, I'm already not liking it, but you never know. Kinda seems like it's like just a replay. It's just this Christmas. Yeah, I don't like that. We'll get out of that. Now I've got one called Dan and Shay. Take Me Home for Christmas. I don't even know what that is, but we'll see what it is. Get all the supers. Oh, who Dan and Shay are? Good question. Good question. Maybe they're good? Maybe not. This doesn't sound bad. We got some Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas. Oh, we have 15. Yeah, 15 scores. I forgot about that. So we might as well farm it up to be all 15 of them. 15, come on. 15. I thought we were trying to. Okay. That was cool. Get those things in my way. Oh, this is a sort of slow down. Try to do it too fast, and now you get like, I hit this like every time, and now apparently I'm just incapable of it. My goodness, that was terrible. Terrible gameplay. I'm sorry, I'm trying to watch terrible gameplay. Yeah, I will take that. That was not a bad one at all. Look at that. Full health. Living the dream. I'm gonna actually just go get my medicines here since they're kind of like a freebie only. Whether it's good or not. Alright, time to rock this. That wasn't bad. That one still actually shot something even though I destroyed it like before we even started generating. Goodness, I totally missed out on the opportunity for lots of spamming things. Take that. Don't have to use any of my reserve, which is nice. So I'm put some all I want for Christmas this year. Because man. It has to have a little bit more. Don't need it. I'll find it as we go. Alright, so we're off to monthly. And then we have motor. I feel like this is going to take us definitely until after midnight, which is what it is. Get a little bit of help out of that deal. I will take the extra supers. I don't really need them too bad. I think I use them a little bit on the just really kind of the opening sequence. I like it repeat like, as many times as I can right off the bat. See what we do with fun. It's a little bit of a slow side. And then we'll hit it on the way back out. So now we got all of our beans. At least as far as I know. It seems like they do. Very smart, right? They come through here and get out of here. Like they're flying out of here through here. Yeah, I never used to do this route, but I'm told it's faster, so we'll do it. Just gonna try to fly through here a little bit. Not even a little bit. This is a blank shot with Gwen Stefani Christmas songs. That's fun. Take a little bit out. Growth there. Health growth? That sounds so weird. Very cool thing there. It's a weird song. You make it feel like Christmas. It's not bad, but it's just weird. I don't know if I liked it. We're pretty far enough. I think we've got a good shot of it. I won't say enough, but it's new-ish. There we go. How's everything? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go for it. I was I've had a few times where I kind of get wonky and I've hit something and fall, and it's just not a real scenario. But that was okay. I was okay with that. I like it. Smooth. This song is almost over. I'm gonna skip it. Oh, an hour of like relaxing Harry Potter winter music. It's actually kind of enjoyable. Hey, I'll take that. I was only like, what, we lost like 30 or so? Thought we could hang on up there for a moment. Just get our now we need to do the fun stuff, which is attempting to get out of here. This was kind of a pain to some extent. Actually, I might get that much sometime, but that happens, and then I'm like, oh no, what am I doing? It's just when I get knocked back, it's kind of a pain in the bottom. So normally I go get the health tank here, for better or worse. That's also one more reason why health is a little bit less important in some spots to me, because I think we can hit up the Ridley. Oh, come on. Well, that's just lovely. There we go. Take the extra screens, man. Oh, that was a terrible. But I don't think we need really to get through, so I should. That's okay. We'll adapt to it. Because we can make these guys pretty easy. It's decent health boosts. Now the fun part is if we can do like that. That would be fun. What if we can't do it? It'd make fun of you to get it. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the health and the weapons that we have. I'm going to take that. A little bit more. Focus becomes a little thin. Obviously, I'm like, a lot of about 77 health, but I don't think weapons. We're going to care about the health because we will get an E-tank here, and then our health will be really green. Oh, that was kind of a fun horizontal right there. Oh, hey Penguin Aces. If I remember correctly, I totally ended up joining your stream a little while back, so that was cool to see you. I think I was telling you about the weird super missile into, what do you call it? Super missile into the E-tank, if I remember correctly. I'm terrible. So now we are headed back to defeat Mother Brain. Hopefully we get a Zeb skip in, just because like, that would be pretty cool. Awesome, yeah, same person. Nice. Thank you for joining. I want to say I actually grabbed your... I could have sworn it was yours, but there was a speedruns splits. And I ended up grabbing that and used as a point of reference for like what was set up for splits when I ran my last timed one, so it's kind of fun to see how I compared. Yeah, you're definitely still ahead of me quite a bit. That's okay. I don't mind. I'm not really trying to get like leaderboard per se on Super or regular Super Metroid. I am intending to get to Super Metroid or possible leaderboard because there's very few people on that leaderboard. So my hope is that I can hit those numbers. I don't need to, I just like to shoot these things as much as I can. Awesome. As I get stuck here. We're on the fast track back to Mother Brain, so can we get down there in 15 minutes? I don't know if I can. That'd be really cool. Doesn't feel like I'm going to get 15 minutes. I feel like it's usually pretty slow. Nice. Sub-hour and SMI is awesome. That's definitely one of my goals. Are you talking in-game timer, or have you already got an in-game timer sub 1 hour? Yeah, I was really surprised that the first time I ran without trying to go get Gold Chorizo and all this, like the supers and all that kind of stuff. I was really surprised that I was able to actually do it. I've never done that route before, so it's really exciting. Real time, my PB from that stream we joined at 111 or something. Cool. And do I want to go get anything else? No. Call of Duty. So have you done any practice with Zeb skip stuff, and are you getting the hang of it? I practiced it a bunch last night. I was able to get through and beat Mother Brain with it a handful of times. Handful of times. It wasn't great, but I did it. Oh, awesome! You had your PB from that one. Yeah, that's awesome. That's like right now that's like 13 minutes better than my best time, so that's kind of cool. Well, really cool, I should say, not just kind of. So what does that translate? Do you know what that translates to, like approximately an in-game timer for you for the 111? Yeah, I practiced it a bunch last night. I think I don't know, I had a handful of times that I wasn't able to get it, but I also do a lot of safety stuff. Like I get these, what do you call it, the safety, or the, not E-tanks, what is the other thing called? Reserve tanks. So I usually have a reserve tank, and I've had a pretty good luck so far. being able to get through, so wish me luck, I guess. So I would say my first time doing Bane, I said Bane, because you mentioned Bane. I think my first Zeb skip was actually like Wednesday, I think it was. But I spent a bunch of time last night getting it, and I was like, okay, I'm feeling better. I'm not great at it, but I'm definitely feeling way better. Oh, what? What did I do that for? There we go. Okay, that's easy. Whatnot. Oh, you know what? I want to get more supers, because I don't think I'm going to really get too much in the line of supers going this way. Yeah, it's hard because like I feel like most people when they're doing the live stream stuff, it's like they want to play it all the way through, and do like really good the whole way through. But like last night, I think I streamed for like probably maybe 45 minutes, and literally all I was doing was Zeb skip, reset, Zeb skip, reset. Mostly because like I know that's something I really need to practice. So, and I'm okay kind of doing that thing. I mean, I don't know if your goal of streaming is to try and get a bunch of people. I don't really necessarily have a goal of trying to get a bunch of people to follow me and watch me stream. It's fun to have the interactions, but I'm definitely here to kind of get better at this and kind of get to be part of this community. But I'm getting close to. We're actually not that far off from Mother Brain Drain. That makes me happy. Nice. Yeah, so is your main goal just to see if you can get Platoon, like in kind of like a, what is it, one or two, they call it cycles or rounds or whatever you want to call it. I think they call it cycles, whatever. Yeah, I just usually end up hammering Platoon until I get through them. It's nothing fast, but I do it. Yeah, I do want to practice more Platoon for sure. Oh wow, 13 seconds. Holy buckets. That's insane. I definitely do not have. I mean, there's so many wasted minutes of gameplay when I play. So, but getting the hang of it, I end up doing Shine Spark to get across one of it's not Ocean Fly. It's whatever the mode is, and then I do another Shine Spark doing the short charge to get across the I guess that ocean there. Which I practiced out a bunch this last. I think it was like Friday or something like that. I'm feeling pretty good about it. I got it today. Of course, I died on Fangtoon. Fangtoon kind of just wrecks me sometimes. But just comes with practice, right? Just keep going and we'll get there. Alright. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not that good at this. Everybody else says to just use the supers, but I'm so paranoid about not having enough supers for when I get through that I'm like, no, yeah, unless Wedge Dogeman. Yeah, so what I was trying to practice last week, I think it was or not last week, Saturday or Friday, was doing that and then actually going through and doing that too each time. So one of the, I was watching, I don't remember what it's called, but there's a, Yeah. Sorry, focus for a moment there. Yeah, essentially all I was really just trying to practice going across there and then beating Fantoon. And I was getting pretty good luck there. I think this time part of the problem was is that... Oh, so one of the, what do you call it, strategies that I found was saying to not use Ice Beam, and then you get three shots on Fantoon, which is cool and all, but I thought, well, I don't know if I do it quite that well, so maybe I'll try a different route and leave Ice Beam, and that translated to me dying. So in that case, I needed to remove Ice Beam. So see, yeah, and this is the hard part, is I don't really need a lot of health coming through here because I can't do like the Metroid spin anymore, so I kind of try to waste a health. That way when I get here later, it's a super fast one by the actual Metroid. Come on, hit me. Yeah, that's awesome to do the in-game timer under an hour, because that's like, I'd be pretty darn happy with that. Yes, that is so true. I will say that like trying to beat Fantoon and Super Metroid Impossible felt like it gave me some more confidence with Fantoon, mostly because like there is so many of those flames that are just out to wreck you in Super Metroid Impossible, and you have like almost no health, and you're really having to focus on just like you know, making sure you're taking care of business, right? And so I found like for me that was really helpful. Just because then when I went back to regular Fantoon, it's like, I mean, I think everything's technically the same speed and the same everything, but you just have a little bit less space in the room, and then there's just more damage. And then, yeah, I think Fantoon has more HP maybe, and so it's a longer fight. You got to be paying more attention to like what else going on around you, and so I felt like that translated to improved Fantoon gameplay, just because it's like, oh, I played it in hard mode, and now it's time to go back to normal mode. I don't like using my super here, but I kind of was not paying attention. Alright, we're gonna give this a shot. I have a save state here, so I'm not too worried about it. If I... Ah. It's, apparently I'm incapable of doing... Ah. I think as long as I can get reasonably close timing-wise here. Thanks. This is definitely tricky, but we can do it. There we go. We got it. Sweet. I like to kind of, I know it sounds really stupid, but there we go, cool. Get through. Yeah, I mean, literally last night I spent 40 minutes and it was just like one after another, one after another. So one of the things I didn't realize is like I thought you had to get it pretty much like the first time you came into the room, but I realized it was like I can just keep trying it, and as long as I have a reasonable amount of health, it's no big deal. And so that has been like a kind of to me like a big thing. it's okay. Not too helpful if I don't need to charge that. Sweet, perfect time. Perfect time. There we go, I think we got another brain has been with you. Yep. And I found that tends to be the case. Like, I usually can get pretty darn close. I think I've only had once or twice where I like go run into V, and then again once or twice where I have to go do the auto refill thing with user attacks. It was good times. One of the other things I really want to do is I want to practice. I might have to put a save state in here when I'm exiting, trying to get that shine spark up the. Gosh, I don't know what the name that one is, but the room that you have to do tons and tons of either wall jumps or you get with the little platforms. I need to practice that one just because I'm kind of hit or miss on whether I actually managed to get it. Nice. Okay. Oh yeah, it's called the Climb Channel. Cool. I didn't know that was the name. I feel like there's names for everything. I just don't put them together. I'm still getting the hang of stuff. I think when I was watching them, I think you said you've been playing. Were you saying you've been playing somewhat regularly for like about a month, maybe? I feel like it was only a month, which made me feel. I don't want to say I'm terrible because I really didn't, but I've been kind of playing more seriously, I should say. Probably since like April, and so. But I don't play like now. I've been playing pretty regularly since like October, but from April to October, I would probably play and try to actually play the game like once a month. Or I'm sorry, not once a week. Whereas now I feel like I'm playing to beat Super Metroid once a month, or sorry, once or twice a week. But I'm doing a lot more active practice, and I'm also playing Super Metroid, which is I feel like probably helping. Sweet. I always see the animals. That's the other thing. I'm sure that puts in my. I will always put in my time for that. I'll always see the animals. Just because, given whatever this time, I'm never going to be at a level where I'm actually getting like first or second. So. Okay. Yeah, my main practice time is my main practice time is always in the evenings after the kids go to sleep. So I try to stick to only like a half hour when I'm playing during the week because I've got TA work that I do on the side. And I gotta squeeze that in somewhere, and I prefer not to squeeze that in normal lifetime. So it just kind of becomes like just figure it out, So I think this is where I need to be doing it. Sweet, we got it. Oh yeah, the White House, yep. I know exactly what you're talking about there. Wife, kids, job, and IT on the side, which is probably a bad idea under these days. It's kind of some nice extra money that it's salaried, so it's one of those I get paid whether I do it or not, but I like to do a good job of it. I also have to be really good at choosing to do these things while you're asleep, which is probably There we go, little guys. Bye. Okay. I don't know if I actually have to refill it back it out, but so I don't know if you knew this, but this section up here, so apparently if you get into a little shaft like that, in order to do wall climb, you just have to hold one direction and keep jumping. I found that out from Eternized Dragon, I think last night or maybe the night before when I was playing. So it's kind of really cool, like, to discover that that actually helped me for Super Metroid Impossible when I got Spring Ball. You have to get out. It's like super complicated. So. Hey, 12:03. I'm not gonna complain. I didn't think I was gonna make it down to Mother Brain by 12 in the first place. So super cool. I do think that the Zeb skip will probably save me at least a couple of minutes because normally what I have to do is go all the way back up, refill missiles, refill health, and then go all the way back down. So that's probably a good, I would say 2 to 3 minutes. So I think I can get to it under 120 gameplay. And then also, I usually jump across that ocean area. Then I fall a bunch of times. It's just terrible. And so the Shine Spark just makes it super consistent for me. So very cool. I am tired. It is 12 o'clock. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, so my kind of, I don't know if recommendations are a good way to describe it, but so I don't know if you use, so like I use the SNES. I've got I throw some different save states in here, so I've got an Ocean Fly practice one, and so what I'll end up doing is just start here, and then I'll do my Shine Spark, and then the other one, I'll do it too. I don't know if you've got practice. So do you kill Dragoon with the Shine Spark approach, or do you just kind of battle it out? Because I battle out. Unfortunately, I haven't got the short charge figured out yet for that segment. I think I remember you using X Factor in there at one point. I have to laugh because like anytime I see like in the sidebar, if I see Super Metroid and I'm not following the person, even if I like, I like watching Notes and Notes quite a bit, so I'll hop over, listen to him for a few moments, and I'll usually jump over anybody that says Super Metroid. I'll follow right away and then jump back. So, okay, cool. Yeah, I haven't got the short charge figured out in that section. How many short charge button presses do you have to do in that segment? Do you only have to do 2, or do you have to do 3? I have the Zeb skip section straight off. Oh man. Oh, it's 4 holy buckets. Yeah, that one's gonna take a lot of practice. I don't know when I'm gonna get that one figured out. Did I close my There we go. Let's see, Metroid skip. Yeah, I don't like that one. So yeah, so all I did was last night just sat and just hammered this out like over and over. That's awesome. Yeah, so it's nice to be able to say, I hate it when that thing hits me. Those darn, whatever they're called, the shotgun things, they're just a super huge hassle. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, I've even gotten where, like, I don't know if that's a good spot to be at, but, yeah. Come on. Yeah, see, I don't like doing it from this point. Yeah. Those things shoot me and then it just loses me. I don't know if I can do it. Yeah. There's a reasonably low probability that I'll be able to get it from here, but maybe. Come on. Yeah, it's freeze, damage. Yeah, I gotta time it right, but yeah, see, you gotta. And the nice thing is that just as long as you get it, you know, with a reasonable amount of health left. See, and then I've had a few times where I've gotten like, I've actually hit the, what is this thing, Z type thing, which is a huge hassle. Yeah, I figure it kind of doesn't really matter. Yeah, my actual health level with this thing. Just because if I'm practicing, it's just a matter of like figuring out. Yeah, I think you do, or at least that's what I thought it was. I'm really bad at being able to even describe what's for sure necessary. There we go. Oh, that was it. See, that's the other thing that really sucks. Oh, sorry, sucks. Stinks. Is when you get it, and then you end up getting shot back through by one of the other things. I've had that happen a bunch of times. It's super frustrating. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah. So my understanding is that you're doing it because you get launched up. You get launched up. Yeah. There's no way I can get my way with this, but that's okay. I've got. It's just more of a practice, right? That was it. So one of the other things I was reading is that you have to do it. All this has to happen while you're actively in your damage, your flashing damage state. Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah. So I'll try and kind of restart just because that way I've got more health again to start. Yeah. So essentially you come to terrible. But the nice thing is, I thought like, oh man, you gotta get this the second you walk in the door, and that's not true. You can just do it. You just sit here and just fiddle around with it until you figure it out. Yeah, the general idea is you start here, you get launched back to yeah, you get launched back, and you just try to stay on the platform. And so you'll stay on the platform, so you have to kind of I'm not going to claim to be a good tutorial person for this, and I don't know if it can have moved is the other thing, so I usually probably end up shooting it because it's probably not going to be working out well enough. Yeah, so this is just where I basically just sit here and keep practicing. I'm really bad about getting my actual spin jump in half the time, so I gotta also just kind of keep practicing the spin jump business. And I don't know if you can do it from if the other things hit you. I don't know if you have to be hit by the, yeah, see, and then if you get hit by the other stuff, just starts. So come back. And you want it, so the idea is you freeze that thing, you get launched back here a little bit, and while you're still flashing, you do a really short jump, and then you just start kind of spamming your jump like this along the wall there, and then that's when it should hypothetically work. Yeah, I did it like a bunch of times last night, but I think part of it is that you have to be reasonably close. I think it still has to be frozen while you're doing it too, which is... Oh, and then you also have to, I think you have to have run held down in order to maybe make that work. I'm not 100% sure. Off the top of my head right now, I'm going to practice it without, or see. I think you maybe want to have run held just so that way you can get your in order to get your spin jump to happen. Yeah, because if you don't hold your run, I think your spin jump is usually problematic. There we go. So that one, being this far energy lost, it's very low probability. Low probability will actually be successful there. So the controller I've got here is a Buffalo. It's just a USB. Let's see if I can get a USB controller. I really like it. I actually bought 2 of them. This was probably before all the pandemic stuff happened. And so I think I bought them for really reasonable prices, but now I'm looking at it, and at least if I go back to like, oh hey, go buy the same thing that you know bought a long time ago on Amazon, um, it was like $40 or something crazy, which is crazy to me. So close. Yeah, I definitely love it. I will say I bought a few before that to me looked like the original Super Nintendo controllers a lot more, but they ended up being super hokey on like how good they were. Oh, sweet, got that one right away. They ended up being super hokey, and I didn't like that, and so I mostly bought them because I was like, oh hey, I have a Raspberry Pi, and I can totally set something up cool with this, but no dice. Cool, so we got that one. I suppose I could maybe try to get back through if I really wanted to, but I'll just go back with it. Yeah, I'll be honest, it would be weird playing this with this PS4. I've really only ever played it with the Super Nintendo controller. I have an actual Super Nintendo, like proper, which is where I played this game for the very first time ever before. Let's see if we get it here. Come on. And I think it's gotta be doing this thing. Oh, hey, cool! You can do it off of the. So if these things shoot you, you can do it through those too. I didn't realize that. That's new information for me. Cool. Whoops. Doesn't help when you shoot on accident. Look at that. That was actually. That might have been one of the easier ways to do it. I keep waiting for that thing to come, but if I end up getting hit by one of these things, that's way easier. So it looks like you just. Oh man, I don't know how to get rid of those stupid things that are like, get followers. Super annoying. Yes. How do you do that? Yeah. Alright, shoot me. Ah. Yeah, this is kind of my thought process is that it just makes sense to just practice like segments just over and over until you got it down solid is I don't know, what I actually do enjoy doing a lot. And I know it's maybe not generally fun for like viewers or whatever, but they're not here for viewers per se, but more just kind of the community and the enjoyment. It's not a huge deal. Come on. Sometimes it feels like it takes forever for this thing to show up. Yeah, you gotta do a really short hop there, or short spin jump, if you will. So that's the other challenge. Ah. It's got to be short though. That's where I sometimes don't do well. And then I end up missing my opportunity there sometimes because I can't seem to actually spin jump. My spin jump is terrible. What do we got time-wise? I'll try to keep an eye on the time. It's already 12:15. There we go. That was a short one. So really the key is you want to have a really short spin jump, super short. So like Probably not much more than like that's actually probably even high almost. So that's probably a good one. Super short one. So you'll get knocked back. You want to kind of essentially you'll get when you're sitting here crouch, you'll get knocked up and back a little bit, and you'll want to kind of just lightly tap towards the direction you want to go, right? And then from there, then you'll do your really short like that, and then as soon as you've done that, then it's just a hammer through, right? So that's what's kind of. I'll see if I can Z skip back. That'd be kind of cool. I'm probably gonna die. Here we go. That's okay. Yeah, I've had those weird bots come probably maybe 1 or 2 other times. It's super annoying. Look at that, first try. Yeah, it's just definitely a huge practice thing. I would very strongly encourage it if it's something you want to get good at. Just get that save spot and just nail it over and over. I think that's the first time I've gotten it on the first one there, which is really cool. So maybe, I guess, what does that look like? Probably like, almost probably an hour of practice. And I think there's a little bit of luck with it too. That was close. I do find it to be a little bit easier when things stop like shaking when you're coming into the room. See, that was too high. You can kind of tell when it's too high almost. Basically, if it looks like it's... I don't even know. There we go, cool. Now, I like to try and, like, if I can, I'll come flying into here and just... You down back when you get hit. Down back. I have to think about what that means. I can kind of describe the steps that I'm doing here as I do it. So I've got that thing's frozen. I'm just literally holding my B button. Oh, see, yeah, if you just let it hit you, it drops you down into the lava. So you gotta tap forward just a hair when it happens. Yeah, see there, and then you do the really short jump. So yeah. I wonder if I can just freeze these things to stop me annoying. Yeah, so you want to keep a short jump there, and then that would have been probably pretty close to a short enough jump to do it. Yeah, see, and then I think you have to get this thing when it's... I haven't really experimented with, like, if it's already moved. So that'll be kind of an experiment to play around with. See, yeah, there see, I missed my tap forward. Down, backwards. I'll have to think about that. Is that when you... Oh, so when you get hit... Oh, interesting. Yeah, I haven't really done that yet. That's definitely tech that I don't know yet. Yeah, so right now I've got my B held, and then I just do a little tap. There, oh, that was awesome. Oh wow, that abnormal program termination. That was something fun to that. I can't even reset it. Ah. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah. Well, we'll try one more time. I do probably need to get close to the sack here, so it's hard because I'm actually enjoying the time. See, that was... Oh, I actually got through. That was a pretty decent, decently high, what do you call it, spin jump. I'm kind of surprised. That was like... How do I describe it? I feel like that was like all the way up here. Oh, the method I'm using is called the down back skip? Interesting. didn't know that. Very cool. Get distracted and like paying attention to other stuff here. Okay, cool. Alright, we'll try one more. Okay. It's hard to stop, right? But like when you got people here chatting with you, it's. I thought we had it. That might have been it. Oh, we were in. I think we ended up getting hit with something else later. That's the other tricky part that I hate is... Awesome. Thank you. Alright, I'm going to do one last one and then I'm going to get out of here. It's going to probably take me like 15 minutes on my luck. So we'll do one last one up to some reasonable assumption that I actually get that one last one. I don't know if that'll be a good one. There we go. Cool. Last one. Alright, cool. Thank you for joining me, and everybody else that is in here. I don't know how many people are actually in here. I really haven't been looking. Commander Root, Atten, Mercs, Emily says, you guys are awesome. Thank you for joining me. I actually don't know how to move you guys into another person's stream, so I'm sorry that I'm a terrible host, but thank you so much for joining me. You know, these are kind of generally the times that I'm playing most nights, so happy to have you again sometime. So cool. All right, well, thanks everybody, and if you want, come back again sometime. All right, bye. Thanks, Penguin Aces, for joining as well and chatting. Cool.